So 2025 started with a ginormous bang. So guys, this is my first video from my hiatus, if you will. And 2025 started off with the doozy. LA has major fires going on. There were two, I guess, attacks, if you will. One was January 1st, right? And I think one was like right before, in December, the 31st or whatever it was, the Christmas driving thing. That might have been the 29th. But still, that leads into January because of the amount of people that passed away, at least in the Louisiana incident. A lot of people bought in that New Year's like shit. You just have illnesses popping up. You got the Chinese thing starting up again. Apparently, a lot of hospitals are overrun or overran, however you say it. Schools are shutting down from what I'm hearing. Because the problem with China, guys, is we're not going to get accurate information, at least not now, because, as we know, China holds everything close to the vest. They did it with Mr. 19. They're going to do it now with this new HMPV or HPMV, whatever it is, that new virus that's circulating over there. That's a respiratory issue, and it sounds familiar to Mr. 19. Now, the death toll on that hasn't been released, if at all. They're not saying that it has a high fatality, but we don't know if anybody is passing away or not. Then you have bird flu circulating very slowly here in the United States. There seemed to be a confirmed case in California, and there might have been a confirmed case in North Carolina. Interestingly enough, a couple of days after I leave, someone pops up with the bird flu. Then you have the norovirus and the flu and the common cold, again, up. The numbers are up here in the United States. Flu, obviously a lot of people getting sick. And I heard, if I'm not mistaken, a nurse said that they've never seen so many people sick in the hospitals, at least here in the United States. I forgot where that was, where the nurse said that. Nonetheless, we're starting, and we're only January 13th. We're only 13 days in, and we still have the rest of the year to go. We have another 11 months. So, it's starting off like you wouldn't believe. And then obviously my personal crisis or issue that I had with my son. This is just one hell of a year. Now, when the year started, I could care less what was happening. But now that I'm coming back to it, I'm like, this is going to be an interesting year. We've said this last year. A lot of us said it last year that 2025 is going to be like off the chain. And it already started with a bang. We also have, and I'm going to do a separate video on this, the possibility of a 2025 blackout for the East Coast, according to Canada. Canada is threatening to shut down power or energy, to the eastern coast or the eastern side of the United States because the main power plant comes out of Canada and supplies the eastern seaboard, if you will, with power. And that's because of Trump's tariff threat that Trump has been mentioning for the last couple of months now, and Canada is going to drop the hammer. Now, regardless of what people think or believe, shutting down power or energy to the United States, the eastern seaboard that is an act of war because you are threatening people's lives. The tariffs is threatening people's pockets over there in Canada. That's different. When you start talking about shutting down power, you're threatening people's lives. You're taking it to a whole new level, and that's an act of war. Now, this should be a lesson to the United States about having a power plant that supplies a good portion of the United States in another country, Canada. Granted that they are our neighbors and our friends, this is why you don't do that. You don't rely on anybody else for something that's a life support for millions of people. So hopefully this is a lesson and we start building our own shit, though. Building our own to supply the East Coast is going to be nothing short of a nightmare and more blackouts than we've ever seen in our entire life if they decide to do that. But hopefully they do, because we have to get off our feet. We have to be on our own. We cannot be reliant on another country. That is BS, especially when it comes to energy. So, needless to say, guys, head on a swivel for the next 11 months. If things are correct, and that's biblically and, I guess, man-made on our own, we're going to be seeing a lot of heartache and pain for the next year. If that's correct. If it's not, then we're going to see shit here and there. But the things we're going to see, guys, that are coming next, like I said before, I said it last year, I said it the year before, the things we're going to start seeing next are going to be nothing short of scary. And in a lot of cases, bad. Extremely bad. And it might, and when I mean extremely bad, I'm talking on a personal level and on a country level. We're going to see some shit that's definitely going to rattle a lot of people. So, just get ready for what happens next, because a terror attack in the beginning of the year, and a pandemic that could either be this HMP thing or the bird flu, we definitely got to be ready for that. And then just be ready mentally for what happens next. Because if you're not ready mentally for what happens next, you're not going to be able to tackle what comes next. You're probably going to crumble, cry, and fucking who knows what you're going to do next. Other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.